It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
What's up, guys? So a few quick points of update. First, my lesser is actively laying eggs, so we'll open up that tub, we'll see what she's got going on in there. I don't know if she's done or not yet. I'm gonna try to set up the camera to see if we can catch any egg laying. We'll see what we get. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 eggs. Let me see if I can figure out a way to set up the camera in here so that we could potentially catch some egg laying, and we'll let this run. Is my barber is finally open after all this coronavirus stuff, so I'm going to turn from this into this. All right, guys, so it looks like that female's done laying eggs, but before we pull her eggs, let's take a look at my incubator like I talked about in the last video. I'm gonna run you through some of the things that I really love, some of the things that are just okay, and things that I would definitely change if I did this again, so that as you think about building your own incubator, you can make those changes for yourself. Let's get into it. We'll start at the top and we'll work our way down from the bottom. As you can see, I keep my vermiculite in the incubator. It helps to maintain a set temperature. But as we're looking at the incubator, I have water bottles in here. This helps to hold the heat so that as I open the door, the temperature is gonna drop. You can see here, I have a thermometer here, and this temperature has already dropped 6 degrees just in the time that I've had the incubator door open. One of my favorite things about this incubator is the fact that these trays pull out, so that as I'm dealing with tubs of eggs, I can pull the tub forward and take it out more easily. And then I do have room, if I needed to, where I could put a 3rd tub per level, so that I could run 3 tubs per level instead of 2. Obviously, I don't have a collection large enough to need to do that yet, but I do have that as an option. So you can see in the back of the incubator here, I have the heat tape. It's 11-inch, I think this is FlexWatt heat tape that runs the full length of the back of the incubator. It runs all the way down to the base of the floor here. I also have 3 fans in this incubator. So all of these fans are just PC fans that are wired directly into the electronics of the incubator. They're all controlled by the existing logic board from this wine cooler. The first one here is a large PC fan here that is blowing air up, and I have that zip tied. So this, as the shelf is pushed all the way into the back, it's right against the heat tape, taking the hot air and blowing it up. The second fan, this is the second fan here. and it is the same as the other fan. It's a large computer fan that sits back here in the back, and it is also pulling air up as it hits the ceiling. The last fan is a small computer fan here, and that's blowing air down in the front, down along the glass as it's closed, so that the heat circulates up from the back of the incubator and blows down the front in a circle this way. So I have the probe for my incubator attached right here in the middle. It's actually attached with a twist tie, and it runs down to the back of the incubator and down and out the bottom. All of my wiring goes out the bottom of the incubator, because when this was a functioning wine cooler, that's the way that everything ran. Even the connections here at the top, they run across the back and down out the back. Thermostats on the front, they do work, but they're not very accurate. So if you build one out of a wine cooler, I wouldn't trust these. As you can see here, this one says that it's 88 degrees inside of this cooler, and you can see here from this mercury thermostat that it's only like 82 degrees inside right now. So I would not trust those indicators at the top. And then the last part is that this light does function and work here at the top, but that is one of the key things that I would change if I was doing this again. I would actually take this light out and reconnect one of the RGB strips around, because as you can see, I'll leave this light on and close the incubator. As you can see, it's very difficult to see into this inside of the tubs because this light is just not very bright up here at the top. So what would I change if I was to redo the setup for this current incubator? The number one thing that I would change is I would change out the default light that this incubator has, and I would install some sort of RGB lighting strip throughout the incubator. The reason that I don't do that right now is because the entry where all the wiring comes in has been sealed with silicone and the aluminum tape. So I don't want to have to rip all of that stuff out just to install lighting. I can just peek in there with a flashlight and I'm okay with that. The second thing that I would change about the incubator, and it's something that I didn't think about until I was watching other creators, is that I would definitely add a power outlet inside the incubator. And the reason that I say that is because as I've been watching some of the content creators that I watch, they'll do these cool shots where they'll post like a time-lapse video of a clutch pipping, or they'll post a time-lapse video of the snakes coming out of the eggs. My current setup I don't have the batteries to be able to do that, and so I would need to put power into the inside of the incubator. And if when I was doing this original setup, if I had run cabling inside so that I could just plug a camera in on the inside, then I would be able to do all of those cool time-lapse things from the start. But again, like I said, in order for me to do that now, I would have to rip out all of the silicone insulation and the aluminum taping that's holding that entry shut, and that's just not something that I want to do right now. So as you guys are building your incubator setup, those are things that I would encourage you to think about. Is not only is this incubator going to be big enough for now and potentially big enough for the future, but what are cool things that I would want to do to be able to film this, to see this. I was able to get some footage of this female laying. Hopefully that footage is usable footage, but I was able to do that. I set my GoPro inside her tub and I just let it record until the battery died. But if I had the ability to get power in there, I probably could have filmed more of the process. As always, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your subscriptions really help with my motivation. They let me know that you guys are enjoying the content. If you have any ideas for future content, please post those as comments down below. I would love to be making content that you guys care about, because you guys are joining me throughout this adventure of this hobby, and I want to be making content that you enjoy.